Constitutional law expert Bruce DelValle joins me now live from Washington. Thank you very much for joining us today. So we've just said it, this is the first time a former US president has faced federal charges. How will this be seen politically in the US?
Thank you. That's a great question, and that is currently the pressing question. Right now, no one has seen, as far as I know, the indictment has not been released, hasn't been seen. So no one really knows what he's being charged with specifically, but we're pretty sure it's a violation of the Presidential Records Act and a violation of the various acts that prohibit federal officials, elected officials, the president, Secretary of State, other government officials from taking government documents. The idea is these documents belong to the people, they belong to the government, and this arose from the Watergate controversy, whereby the National Archivist takes possession of documents once a presidency ends. How it will be seen, I think it's predictably going to break down along party lines, but that's not what's important. What's important is President Trump has to be able to sway voters that are not hardcore in his camp in order to have a chance of winning. I think this will further harm his ability to do that. In fact, I think it will make it almost impossible to do that. Because once again, this is a case where there's a very clear law. Never mind that every president since it passed in the 70s has tried to circumvent it and get around it. This president has clearly been found. He's been indicted for knowingly taking documents that are classified. Now, the fact that they're classified just makes it a little sexier. It doesn't matter whether they're classified to be a violation of the law. But what we have here is a situation where the indictment says he took something that wasn't his and perhaps imperiled the national interest. And that's going to be looked upon with very, very jaundiced view, I believe, by a majority of the voters that haven't decided yet, which are going to be the people that elect our next president.
Right, and you say they'll break down along the party line, but I wonder, what does it mean for Trump's chief political rival, President Biden?
Well, right now, I don't know what Joe Biden will say. I think Joe Biden probably needs to be a little bit quiet because his petticoat isn't all that clean. He had documents also. His White House crowed about the initial search at Mar-a-Lago, and then it was found, oopsie, he had documents at two of his places, an office and a private residence at Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Now, the difference is, however, I appeared on this network on numerous occasions in and around the Mar-a-Lago event, and I took the position, and I stand by the position, that it is a crime that is almost impossible to convict, because you have to show, the prosecutor has to show that the president, in this case, knew the documents were classified, he knew he had them, and he knew he shouldn't have had them. In this case, Joe Biden can say, well, I didn't know I had those documents. And so the case can't be proved. Unfortunately for President Trump, a few days ago, it was determined that there's a telephone call whereby he crows and admits that he knew that he had General Milley's documents relating to wartime events. And he knew they were classified, he knew he had them, and he knew he shouldn't have them. So I think that's the smoking gun that makes this indictment not only something that can be proved in a court of law, I think it makes the indictment possible. I'm not sure he would have been indicted if it were not for his own admission, his own hubris and foolhardiness.
Bruce DelValle, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.